Dear reader, listener, this is week 36. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you're beginning this audio version of Taught on week 36, I would advise going back to listen to weeks 1 through 35 and the foreword and prologue. All of these are in order in the playlist and can be accessed on the YouTube channel Taught at Taught 2022. This character's journal makes much more sense if you're starting at her beginning. Thanks for reading, listening. Taught, week 36. Sunday, April 30th, 2017, 7 a.m. What a lovely weekend. And it's not even over. I still have a whole day. And I'm not even upset about having to go back to school. Well, not depressed upset. I never really want to go there, much like the gym. Yesterday, we packed lunches and went to the zoo for the day. Mimi will soon be 3, and I do believe this might be the perfect age to visit the zoo. We were home by nap time, and Paulo and I got to enjoy some very magical nap time, and we'll leave that there. This is not an X rated journal. We all prepared dinner together, avocado toast, pickles, and raspberries, and took turns making zoo animal sounds and making each other guess what we were. Yes, Mimi was a wolf howling 3 out of the 5 turns she had, but it was still great fun. Then Paulo and I looked at restaurants close to our apartment that we want to try when we get to our new home. I loved yesterday. Tuesday, May 2nd, 2017, 6 a.m. 12 days left, including today. I should likely count Friday as 2 days instead of 1. That is the day that administration has decided we should have an assembly and then a celebration of success. Fantastic. Assembly, I can get behind. Students in seats listening politely to whatever crap they come up with. Let's do it. But apparently, a celebration of success is where we allow all 738 middle school students to run wild around the building for the final 30 minutes of the day, choosing activities from a variety of stations around the building that will be manned by teachers. It's the students' reward for coming to school and allowing their teachers to force some knowledge on them, and then them regurgitating 1/10 of what they have been taught on a stupid state test. This sounds so fun, I can barely stop vomiting into my own mouth due to my overwhelming joy and excitement at the prospect. And my colleagues are equally thrilled to have this opportunity. I watched Brad Says pull up the auto sub finder on his phone and sign up for a substitute for Friday, as Anita described this event with all of the passion one sees during an infomercial. Wednesday, May 3rd, 2017, 4 p.m. We received a lovely email today saying that no more staff can take this Friday off. There are no more substitutes available. And in more flowery language, Anita told us we're a staff of assholes to try and all take off on Friday when she was trying to do something nice for the kids. Just saying, I actually did not take Friday off or even attempt to. Counselor Charles paid me an unsolicited visit today to show off his incompetence once more. And honestly, Charles, no need. I've had my fill this year. He wanted to talk about Megan. She nearly started a fight with someone at lunch. The lunch supervisor asked him to come talk to her. During their chat, Megan was extremely sullen and only came around when Charles threatened to remove her from her job in my class. She essentially begged him to forgive her and stated she would do whatever he needed her to. He now wants me to talk to her and get to the bottom of what's going on. He implied that he thinks she has mental health issues and is not emotionally stable. Okay, I have to insert here that this kid has survived being sexually molested at the age of 8. I would assume some scarring would happen to one's mental health in that situation. And clearly, she is a hell of a lot more emotionally stable than me because I wanted to punch him in his pale, smug face. Then he actually threatened me like I was her keeper if she continued to get into trouble. At that point, I reminded him that he did not get to decide if I had a teacher's aide. I did, and he could kindly get the fuck out of my room. But I would talk to Megan. When she came in to do her aide duties, I just bluntly asked her what was going on. I noticed she was wearing the necklace I gave her. At first, she wouldn't make eye contact with me. Then she tried to act like she didn't know what I was talking about. Finally, I just asked what the hell was the matter with her and told her she was pissing me off. That worked. She gave me the exaggerated sigh and eye roll I have come to know and cherish and flopped herself down in my desk chair. So this led to me having to sit at a student desk. She told me she didn't want me to move, and she had had sex with her boyfriend. But then they broke up. Her mom found out and grounded her. Now Michaela is dating the ex boyfriend and telling everyone she got dumped because she wouldn't give blowjobs. This led to her putting her gum in Michaela's hair during lunch, resulting in Charles' involvement. Also, her mom said she could come visit me in Seattle. How does late July work for me? I managed to say a lot of vague shit about life and pacify her on all accounts. I strongly encouraged her to put off relationships until college, again. I told her to ignore crap people said about her. And July might be pretty busy for me. Maybe we could email each other updates. She loved the email idea, which is how I ended up on the phone with her mom this afternoon. No way am I getting into a communication loop with a student where there isn't a parent involved. So I called Megan's mom and asked how she felt about Megan and I staying in touch after we moved via her mom's email address and my personal email address. She loved the idea and then told me she had grave concerns about Megan since I was leaving. Seems mom is struggling to work her evening shifts, spend time with her new boyfriend. He works as a bouncer at a bar and is so buff and hot, and keep Megan under control. What's a mom to do? She's given up, and Megan will just have to face the consequences of her choices. She had Megan when she was 13, and you would think Megan would have learned a thing or two from that. I was the only person that Megan respected, and she'd been very tempted to call me and tell me to fire Megan from her job a few times. Why does everyone use this against Megan? Anyway, but when she threatens this, Megan straightens up. No clue what she's going to do next year. And now I have to stay in touch with Megan. Ignorance truly is bliss. You know, I don't mean that. I love Megan. But she reminds me so much of myself at that age that I want to smack her. I'm frustrated and I make snide remarks so I don't have to feel the frustration. I'm actually glad that I have an excuse to stay in touch with her and spend copious amounts of time crafting emails to lecture her on all the stuff I know she's going to need lectures on. Email will allow me to really think about the things that I want to say rather than half listening to her as I frantically try to prepare for the school day and then end up saying the first thing that crops into my head.